Do you know who is Ganpati? And one, our friend Ganpati had did many good jobs. With what about his mother and father? They were the best about their earth. They were the creators of this universe, right? The creators of the universe is Ganpati's mother and father. One day, Ganpati's friend had one good idea. They decided to have a race with their friend. As our national bird is actually peacock. So one of his friends took the peacock and ride through all the full earth. And then Ganpati had a better idea. He said, "My dear friend, sit here and I'll take three rounds from my mother and father." But the mother and father was just sitting, and then he took 3 rounds and 3 rounds. But as he finished his rounds, just in time, his friend came and said, "Hey, you are cheating. You shouldn't do that." But Ganpati said, "My mother and father are the creators of this universe. I should take their round and they are my mother and father too. I'm very lucky that they are my mother and father. I love them with all my heart." As no, Ganpati likes modaks, right? As one day when Ganpati was created, he was not having an elephant head, instead he was having a normal head. But when he was taking care of his mother, staying outside of the palace, his father came, said, "Hey little child, what are you doing outside?" The little boy said, "You shouldn't come in. My mother said nobody will come in after my bath." But he got so angry that he left. He sat on his what did they call that? Yeah, that other sit thing. All the gods sit there, like throne. As he got so angry that he cast a spell, that the spell said, "Dear my savior, please cut this trivious child his head." But when they found out that this child is actually the mother's child, the Mahadev felt very sad. But actually Parvati had one little permission. Miss Parvati said, "My dear Mahadev, bring me another head, or else I'll cast you a spell that you will never walk in your life." And Mahadev was so scared of Parvati that he said one of his soldiers, dear my soldiers, find a little head, a child's head, an animal's head that is sleeping with his mother." As that the soldiers left and find another just elephant head, a little elephant head. The Mahadev scolded those soldiers, said, "You weird soldiers, why did you bring this instead? You should bring something else." But Parvati walked by and said, "It's okay, you can help. This will be a better gift." When they attached the head, then the boy suddenly woke up. His attitude suddenly changed. He turned into a cheerful little friend. But now he is known as the best beautiful god of our kingdoms. But next day, when he was known as the new god, when his birth anniversary came, they would throw flowers on his head and make him many favorite things. His first favorite was a modak. As his mother was just getting a pack of fruits, Ganpati and his new friend when Ganpati's friend, when they were just playing outside, Ganpati smelled with his long nose. He smelled the modak. He danced with his mushaks, and then he said to his mother, "Dear mother, could you give me a modak, please?" And his mother gave him a modak. for making other things, for looking after our kingdom. That was the year when this area wasn't made, or anything. No, not even Shivaji Maharaj was born. Only gods were living all up over the kingdom. But in Himalaya, they were just living inside earth. They were living in Himalaya instead. Also, Ganpati wanted more. Instead, he decided to steal 3 modaks, and then he ate those 3 modaks. He didn't give a single one to Mushak. Mushak felt sad. But Ganesh felt sad too. He decided to get a modak, but he got caught. His mother said, "How many times I told you not to make modak all the time?" But he said, "I just took 3 modak for myself and I'm taking one for this, for my friend Mushak." The mother felt happy and said, "You can take it, my son." And then he gave it to Mushak, and then Mahadev came and said, "Dear child, where is your mother?" He pointed in the palace. And then she was just putting more clothes. Mahadev said, what will we do with our Ganesh? He is now new above the new god. We will live here, but we need to create more things too. As then we were created. As that, Parvati agreed and said, "First we will create a nice, beautiful, something that we could make humans."
हनुमंता शक्ति दे, कृष्ण प्रेम दे, विठोबा भक्ति दे, लक्ष्मी संपत्ती दे, सरस्वती विद्या दे, राम राय माझे कल्याण कर, शहाणा कर, भलं कर, मोठं कर, नमस्ते.
And I'm from Standard 5th, and I wanted to tell a story about what we have learned today. Once there were 2 friends named Ramu and Samu. They were really great friends, but they used to go to school, but they always break the rules. Every day a rule they made, a teacher makes a rule, but they never ever takes a rule. And one day, Ramu had some changes in his mind. He started to talk nicely to everyone, had nice marks, and also he had best marks in sports. He has many prizes and contributions. And also he's a really great leader these days. But one day one of Samu's friends said, Look Samu, look at your best friend. He had changed and now you didn't change at all. Please change and learn and teach from his lessons." One day when they both were sitting on a bench and discussing about the lesson, but Samu had a question and he said, "Dear my friend, tell me how did you got these changes?" But Ramu said, "Oh my dear best friend, I wanted to tell you about my story, how I become changed. Here's the story. One day, Ramu's father used to be a woodcutter. He used to cut wood. His wood cutting supplies were very dull. They were not sharp. But if you want to make them sharp, you have to rub them in a rock, a really harsh rock. But he never rubbed it. He could only cut one tree. His hard working only used to cut one tree. But one of the people said, Hey Ramu's dad, how many times did I told you always cut 2 trees and rub it on a harsh rock?" But he said, "I don't know where a rock I can find on any other tree." And he said, you